Fernando Alonso started 2023 as the shock favourite to challenge Max Verstappen and Red Bull for race wins. 6 podiums in the first 8 races was an unbelievable return for a driver in a car that finished 7th in the Constructors' Championship the year before. While Mercedes, Ferrari, Mclaren and Alpine floundered in the winter of 2022, Aston Martin proved that they were a team on the up. Unfortunately though, it didn't last, and after those first 8 races, Alonso would only make the podium twice more. Nonetheless, the 2-time world champion has made some unbelievable claims about his season. Today, I'll cover those and what we can expect from Aston Martin in 2024. Despite a wretched second half of the season, Fernando Alonso managed to hold on to 4th place in the Drivers' Championship because he had more third-place finishes than Charles Leclerc, who finished equal with him on 206 points. It is Alonso's best finish since 2013 when he fought a losing battle against Sebastian Vettel in the Drivers' Championship, finishing over 100 points behind the Red Bull driver in second. The season before that was by far closer though, with the title going down to the final race of the season in Brazil. That day, Sebastian Vettel drove an unbelievable race. After getting spun around on lap 1, he had to fight his way back through the entire field to finish 6th and win the Drivers' Championship by just 3 points. Battling against a dominant Red Bull driven by the best driver on the grid at the time, Alonso put in a Herculean effort over the course of the season, over doubling the points of his teammate Felipe Massa. Alonso has said in the past that 2012 was his best ever season, despite having won 2 drivers' titles in 2005 and 2006. Now though, there is a new competitor for his best ever season, in his eyes anyway. Despite Aston Martin failing to hold off McLaren and ultimately finishing 5th in the constructors' standings, Alonso says that his team displayed remarkable consistency and delivered better performances than in his previous successful seasons. I've said a few times already, I think he'll have to go together with 2012, he said. I consider this my best season ever. Better than 2005 and 2006 for sure, even if it was the championship years. I think the level of performance, consistency and extracting the maximum of the car, I was very happy with how I connect with the team and the car. Just enough to finish P4 in the championship. A little bit unexpected, I would not put any money on Thursday on myself finishing 4th. But here we are. It's like a gift to finish in front of the Ferraris and Lando. We take it. It is shocking that Alonso thinks his 2023 season is his best ever, but you can understand where the sentiment came from. Over the whole season, Aston Martin and Fernando Alonso were probably the standout performers behind the obvious choice of Verstappen and Red Bull. To turn up at the start of the season with the second fastest car on the grid after a terrible 2022 was unbelievable. To make it even more impressive, they did it in an aging facility, devoid of investment for many years, and in a wind tunnel that wasn't theirs. That will all change for next year's car though, but I'll come back to that later in the video. Alonso 33 became a trending hashtag at the start of the season. With 32 wins under his belt and a 10-year gap since his last one, fans were desperate to see the Spaniard pick up another win. For a long time, he looked the most likely to take a win off Red Bull as well, but as the RB19 developed, the chances were few and far between. Alonso believes that he should have picked up at least 1 win over the course of the season though. With 4 podium finishes in 5 races behind him, it was in Monaco that Alonso felt Aston Martin first had a genuine shot at victory, only to pit for another set of slick tyres as rainfall arrived, rather than go straight to intermediates like eventual winner Max Verstappen, and lose valuable time. A handful of races later, and after a dip in form from the Green Machine, a rain-hit race at Zandvoort also offered up plenty of opportunity, with Alonso pushing Verstappen following a late restart but coming up a few seconds short. Asked if a race win had been on the cards for himself and Aston Martin over the course of the season, the 2-time world champion commented, "I think it was possible. Probably Monaco was the closest, with a tyre call change or something. Maybe Zandvoort if we were in a different position in that restart or something. We probably had opportunities here and there, and yes, I believe that we deserve it more than anyone else this year." Despite his disappointment at the team's final finishing position and missing out on a race win, Alonso hailed the progress Aston Martin made in his first season since joining them. "It has been a historic season for Aston Martin and myself," he said. 8 podiums, more than 200 points, I think 300 points nearly for the team. 12 months ago, this was unthinkable. That 12-month turnaround was unthinkable. Alonso's definitely right there. The team have said that a big part of that amazing improvement was down to Sebastian Vettel, with performance director Tom McCullough hailing his work with getting Aston Martin to where they were at the start of 2023. When he joined us, he came from 2 championship-winning teams, he said. At that time, he bought a lot of small details. He was a relentless worker as well. We often say the drivers are the best sensors in the car when a lot of the development you've got include wind tunnels, simulators, online simulation, CFD. A driver whose backside is connected to the car can say, "This is the phase of these kinds of corners that I know we're struggling, maybe more than others." That allows you to go dig into the data. We didn't give him a good enough car over the 2 years he was here. By the end of his second year, we were making progress. If Aston Martin are going to improve again in 2024, they're going to need to find some more pace in a car that was very awkward to set up. At times in 2023, the team were completely unable to find the right window for the car to run in, which left Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso adrift in the midfield. A double retirement in Mexico was followed by a 3rd and 5th place finish in Brazil, but then the next weekend in Las Vegas only yielded them a 5th and 9th place finish. This seesawing performance happened all year. Pushed to name the biggest weakness Aston Martin must eliminate for 2024 in order to make another forward step, Alonso said, "I think we need to find some consistency. Maybe one of the weak points was the car had to operate in a very narrow window. It's the same for everybody, but it seems that we're struggling a little bit, and it would be nice if we could perform always at a stable level next year. Also, we can improve the straight line speed. I think that was, in performance numbers, our weakest point. Always a little bit too slow on straights. If we wanted to be as fast as the others, we needed to drop too much the rear wing, and then we ended up slow in the corners as well. So that was probably the loop that we could not get out of this season. These are the issues that the Silverstone-based team must work on to make 2024 even more successful than this season was. To help the team improve, they built an entirely new factory and headquarters over the past few years, and during the summer of 2023, they had the chance to finally start moving in. The headquarters covers a space of 400,000 square feet and is F1's first totally new team base for almost 2 decades, and will be home to over 700 staff. When complete, the AMR Technology Campus will be the home to manufacturing within a single location for the first time in the history of the team's operations at Silverstone. To help christen the new building, Lance Stroll actually drove an F1 car down the hallways. The 2024 car will be the first one produced at the new facility, and hopefully the investment will reap rewards for the team. There is also a brand new wind tunnel under construction for Aston Martin, but that isn't expected to be fully operational until the second half of 2024. At the moment, they're renting space in Mercedes' wind tunnel, which is very dated. The Mercedes technical department have complained about their aging wind tunnel numerous times in recent years, and Aston Martin have been suffering with the same difficulties. They won't feel the benefit of their new tunnel till 2025's car, but all signs are that this is a team on the up. Do you think that 2023 was really Alonso's best ever season? And do you think the team can push on and improve in 2024? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you want more F1 news and analysis like this, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, drive safe and bye for now.